Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back, and I wanted to talk about the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Y'all already know the part that I really want to get to. I don't even know what happened, um, except for the last 5 minutes of the episode. Everything before that was a blur. Okay. Um, we just gonna talk. Okay. Okay. So let's get into it. Okay. My nerves are bad. I just watched the episode again. I'm not trying to be mean. I think they should put Heather's new face and Heather's new body in the intro. And also, when they do like the opening credits, and then, before they show like a scene, they show like the person, they'll put their name on the screen, like Heather. I noticed that they still have Heather's old body and Heather's old face. They need to Heather needs to go back into the studio and update her do an update with her new body and her new face. Because the old Heather with the old body and the old face, it confused me. I was like, who is that? Heather goes over to Whitney's home. Was that Whitney's house? Yeah, she moved, right? And I don't know why. I felt like I look at the silliest things. I don't know why so I think they were in the backyard. And I guess there's like a trail, a walk, like a trail, and people were walking by, and I kept being distracted by. I was wondering in my head, with the people, with them outside shooting this show, and we know it's always like a cameraman. Like, were the people looking at, like, do they know that's Whitney? I'm sure they probably know. Like, oh, they're filming a show, because the people kept walking by anyways. Heather talks about Bronwin, and she basically says that Bronwin is sneaky, and Bronwin has showed her who she is. No, I think what it is Bronwin is not letting y'all play the hazing game that a lot of you new housewives like to play. I mean, a lot of you OG housewives like to play with the incoming housewives. Bronwin ain't going for that, and she been clocking your tea. Heather really ain't got no issue with Bronwin, except for the fact that Bronwin is not letting Heather run over her. And because Heather now, you know, with her new body, new face, newfound fame from the show, Heather is now being the mean girl that she always wanted to be. But she never fit the bill, right? Anyways, so girl, can we just talk? Okay. Meredith, we're gonna talk about Meredith and Mary. Listen, I understand that a lot of people are team Mary, especially with what we just saw on our TV screens. But I have to, this is just my truth. I can understand why Meredith has somewhat of an issue with how Mary is moving in the situation with her and Angie and Mary. I don't think Mary is all the way innocent. I can see how in Meredith's head, girl, because on some real stuff, Meredith has been the only one who's kind of stuck by Mary. I'm not saying that Mary was just this great example of a friend, but I think for those of us who have watched from season 1 on up, the one who has probably been there for Mary the most is Meredith. So I think for it to appear to Meredith that, girl, I'm the one who had your back out of all these heifers. I may have dropped the ball here and there, but out of all these heifers, I had your back the most. And now it's time for me and one of your girls to go at it. And I think Meredith is just expecting or was expecting Mary to have her back. It did appear, even though Mary said that I was talking to both of y'all, it did appear in the clip that when she said, if you can't be quiet, you can leave. It did sound like she was just talking to Meredith when I watched it back. It did. So I could see how in Meredith's head, she could feel, oh, you taking this heifer back over mine. Now, Mary said when they went camping that I was talking to both of y'all. Well, it sounds like you were just directly addressing Meredith. I can see where Meredith is coming from. I can. Mary was out of order for being an hour late. An hour? An hour. An hour late? An hour. Y'all know that's out of line. You ain't even pick up the phone and call me or text me or nothing. You show up an hour late. Yes, Mary has real life stuff going on, but that still doesn't mean that you get to go around here and be inconsiderate of other folks' time. If you got something going on, you need to call and let the other person know, hey, I got something going on. I'm going to be an hour late. Hey, I got something going on. I'm going to be 30 minutes late. Hey, something came up. I'm running behind schedule. We all know that's how that works. Is Meredith always some victim? Maybe so. Maybe so. Maybe so. But I completely see where Meredith is coming from in this situation with Mary and Angie. I do. I do. I do. Because now it does appear like she's choosing Angie over Meredith. Um, they meet up and Meredith asks Angie, I mean not Angie, Meredith asks Mary, are you okay? It's life, you. Mary says she's fine. Oh, girl, y'all. I know y'all probably gonna be mad at me because, like I said, girl, people are kind of emotional because of the scene with Mary and her son. There's only so much a friend can do, and let's just call a thing a thing. Mary really don't fool with these girls like that, anyways. The only one that she really fooled with was Meredith, and if she's not gonna be honest with Meredith, then she really not gonna be honest with none of these girls. I can only ask you so many times, girl, are you okay? Life, you. And if you choose not to tell me, then you choose not to tell me. I saw people online saying that Meredith, being a friend, should have did more to see what was going on with Mary. Maybe she could have done more, but it also falls on the other person too. We cannot go around here spazzing out on people, having attitudes, being late, and we're going through something in our life, but we don't want to communicate that we could possibly be going through something with our friends, and then expect your friends to just kind of just, girl, you okay? Girl, you okay? What's going on? Talk to me. What's going on? What's going on, girl? I feel like it falls on both parties. It falls on both parties. I think the girls, either somebody went and told them that Mary going through something, I don't know. But the girls clearly are starting to pick up on that Mary may be going through something. But again, if Mary does not want to be open with these girls, and I understand because of the things that Mary has been through with some of these girls on the show. But if Mary doesn't want to be open with the girls, then girl, it is what it is at that point. And out of everyone, I would expect her to be open with Meredith the most. But she's not even being open with Meredith. Maybe it's because she's upset at Meredith. I'm just saying, y'all, we have to be fair. We have to be fair. Um, what else? Lisa and Angie have a conversation. Girl, Lisa talks too much. When they were talking, I just noticed Lisa talks too much. I don't even remember what Lisa was saying. Okay. Um, it sounds like Angie told her that I need you to be a little sensitive with me. Basically, what I got from Angie telling Lisa is that I'm a sensitive soul. And girl, you can't handle me any kind of way. Right? It probably does stem from my childhood, some trauma that I haven't healed from. But nonetheless, girl, you're going to have to handle me with kitten gloves sometimes. Girl, you roughing me up and talking to me all types of crazy. that ain't gonna go. You know what I'm saying? Um, they go out camping, and girl, when Mary told Angie that if what's the hell her name, if Meredith stops renting in Park City and starts renting in Salt Lake City, maybe I can get to where you going. Hey, mm. Brittany, she's back with Jared. I think Brittany is a good addition. We don't talk about Brittany. We don't talk about Brittany enough. Brittany, I think, is a good addition to the show. I think for the most part, a lot of us have been hyped up over Bronwin, but I don't think that we give Brittany her props. Brittany, whether she dumb over dick or not, right? I think Brittany is a good addition to the show. I think they definitely should bring Brittany. The other girl, I don't even know her name. Girl, what's her name? Melly, girl, Monica, girl, Rachel. I don't know. Someone. I think it's all with an M. Girl, Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse. I don't know. Why she on the show? I don't know. Girl, get her off. Okay, she can go, but everybody else, they can definitely bring Brittany back. Brittany is a Kiki. I don't think Brittany has learned her lesson. Brit, Brittany told us. Brittany, we have to tug on your wig for a little bit, sister. Brittany, you told us that you did not have the best relationship with your daughter or your daughters, your children, kid. I don't know. I don't know how many it is. I don't know if it's girls, boys. I don't know. But you ain't gotta. You don't. Whether she got 1 or 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You don't have the. You don't have the best relationship with your children, and you've always put men over your children. And here we go again with you sitting down, having conversations with the girls, and you're telling them how you were dating 10 people, and then it kind of moved from 10. No, you were juggling 10 people, but out of the 10, you were seriously dating 3. I don't think Brittany, the relationship with your daughters is never going to get to where you claim you want it to be because you're too hypnotized by dick, and you're aware that men are the problem, and that girl, from what Heather told us, that's the way that y'all are pretty much trained to put men over everything. You can't even get into heaven if you ain't got no man, right? You cannot have kids, but if you ain't got no man, girl, you're gonna be dancing with the devil. Ain't that what she said? They talk about penetration. Heather was saying something about, I guess, like in the church or something, where if you put the dick in, okay, this is what she said. If you put the dick in, let's do, girl, 1, 2, 3, A, B, C. Girl, this is the dick. Hopefully the dick don't look like this, but this is the dick and this is the cooch, okay? Or the booty hole, but I don't think they teach that at church. Okay. Anyway, so we just gonna say this is the coochie. But for some of y'all, it's the booty. Okay, but a hole is a hole. Okay, so this is the dick, and this is the coochie or the pussy. She said, if you stick it in and you just sit there like this, and you don't do no moving, no thrusting, or no motion with the ocean, and then you just pull it out, then girl, you good to go, and you ain't gonna dance with the devil. You ain't going to hell. But if you put it in like this, and you start to do like this, girl, the long deep strokes, if you start to do a little motion with the ocean, okay, then girl, you gonna burn in hell. If you did it before marriage, I believe that's what she said. So if you just stick it in and get it a little wet and then pull it on out, then you good to go. But if you put it in and girl, you start moving them hips and y'all start making noises, then to hell you must go, baby. Angie and Brittany have a conversation. Brittany is still a Mormon. Um, Angie let it be known that, girl, you was acting a fool over the fact that I walked into your house with a bottle of wine. But girl, you also sent me a text message saying thank you. Mary says that Brittany's being two-faced. She is. Can we just call it for what it is? Girl, you're a fraud. You're pulling stunts and shows for the people in your church. Of course, if they watch this show, they're gonna see. So when we go to Mary, now when we go to Brittany's home, don't bring alcohol, right? Because she don't want the people in the church to know that she like to get a little, she like to get a little tipsy, right? She like to get a little, she like to have a little cocky every now and again. Mary says it's two-faced. No, she's two-faced, and that's a faced it. Y'all know what I meant, child. She's two-faced, and Mary says, well, since we're talking about etiquette, then she brings up Meredith walking out of her home. Mary feels like Meredith has never done that with anybody else. So why did she do it to her? Um, and then they get into it was so many. I'm not gonna lie, it was so many arguments happening. Most of them were stupid. Like Mary, we're gonna have to just call it what it is. Mary, you started the argument with Lisa. And her confessional, the way that she presented it was like, I'm not going to be arguing with Lisa. These girls want to fight with me. No, you actually started with Lisa. Lisa's in her mind in her business. Um, and quite as it's kept, you started the argument with Meredith at the campsite because Meredith wasn't saying nothing to you. But we also know that Mary is going through something with Robert Jr. Um, girl, Bronwin gets into it with Angie. Angie was telling Bronwin to shut the F up. Bronwin told, I will say this much, girl. I said Angie, you didn't do it right. You didn't do it right. Bronwin tells Angie, if you tell me to shut the F up again, you'll never see my face again. Girl, and when Angie was supposed to say, girl, shut the fuck up. You think I give a fuck? Because I don't. Shout out to New York. That's what you was supposed to pull her card. Girl, you ain't going nowhere. Girl, what you mean I ain't gonna never see your face again? Girl, you ain't going nowhere. Girl, you want to be on the show. Girl, fuck you. You heard what I said. Andrew, you were supposed to pull Bronwyn's card. Okay? You didn't do it right. Okay? You were supposed to keep saying dropping F bombs the whole time. Okay? Next time, that's how you work it. Anyway, they're a little slow. um, anyways, I think Lisa got into it with Mary. One of the things that was addressed, I think, they had on the same jumpsuit, and Lisa, girl, can we call a thing, girl? Don't none of these girls give you fab except for Bronwyn. Mary puts the outfit together every now and again, but the girl who really, to me, gives you just couture tees, you could tell she probably does go to the fashion shows, is Bronwyn. um Lisa Barlow, while Lisa is bragging about having a personal shopper in Milan or wherever she said, Barcelona, I don't know, Dallas, Houston, I don't know, girl, Lisa ain't never ever 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 gave you fab tea. Lisa gives you regular smuggler white woman, right? Lisa's not an unattractive woman. She's a pretty girl. But I ain't never seen Lisa pop on my screen and just thought foul. So while she's in her bragging, I was sitting beside Kim Kardashian. And who did she say? She started name dropping. She said Kim Kardashian and somebody else. Did she say Nicole Kidman? I know she said Kim Kardashian. And I was like, Lisa, you're not even a fab girl like that. Like, even if you were sitting on the front row of a fashion show somewhere in wherever you was at, girl, you're not even fab like that. Even if you're saying that you have a personal shopper or whomever it was, girl, you're still not a fab girl. Like, Lisa is not a fashion girl. Lisa is not a fab girl like that. And I'm going to keep saying it. Girl, she's not. She's not. She's not. No. The only one who gives you, they could probably put a piece together is Bronwyn. Mary just has a whole bunch of designer stuff. But none of the girls just give you, ain't none of the girls know Dr. Wendy when it comes to the fashion game. Ain't none of the girls know Erica Jane or no Kenya or no Marlo. You know what I'm saying? Like, girl, don't feel yourself like that. Okay? Just a FYI. um, who else got into an argument? Girl, that was pretty. Girl, it was so many arguments happening. Most of them were kind of stupid to me. I felt like I'm gonna be honest. I felt like they were just trying to put on the scene, girl. So we're just gonna argue because again, it was just so many arguments happening. Um. So what's her face? Meredith had a dinner. Todd. Todd. So he had a full background check on what's her face on what's her name? What's the girl name? Bronwin. I saw some people online saying that was problematic. No, the fuck it ain't. That's how you know that Todd got money. He has a little bit of shank-a-lang-a-lang, okay? And he got business. Y'all should be doing background checks too. Heather was like, girl, it's the one thing to do a little Google search, but a full background check, hell yeah. Girl, that's y'all problem. Somebody was saying this the other day. I was listening to somebody's video and they were saying that they heard somebody was giving a lecture they read a book. I think it was a diva. Was it the diva? I don't know. I think it was a diva. She was saying that somebody was saying how people really don't put a lot of like they don't put like y'all don't do a lot of research when y'all get married to people. When y'all get into these marriages, y'all just kind of y'all don't do a lot. Y'all don't do enough homework, basically. And I found that I feel like that's the truth. Y'all meet somebody, if they nice. Oh, he's so nice, right? Then girl, y'all get married. The nigga ain't shit or the bitch ain't shit. And then here you go 5 kids later, 6 kids later, stuff. You know what I'm saying? Girl, Todd did what I feel like you're supposed to do. A full on background check. Girl, if I'm going to be with you, if I'm going to marry you, and I know what I am. I know what I'm bringing to the table. Hello? I know what I got going on. Why would I want to attach myself to somebody who is a fucking mess? So yeah, we're doing a full on fucking background check. And that's gonna determine that's gonna determine whether we go to the next step. I didn't see Todd. I didn't see nothing wrong with Todd saying that he did a background check on Bronwin at all. At all. I will say that somebody said this the other day. I think Todd and Bronwyn will be okay in their marriage, but Todd gonna have to leave the show. For the life of me, I've been screaming from the mountaintop that Bronwyn is getting ready to leave Todd. But I think that Todd and Bronwyn's marriage will be okay, but Todd is gonna have to leave the show. He's gonna have to be like a Michael Darby, a Juan Dixon, um, one of the husbands that just don't really participate in the show. They may come in when they have to. Ashley has had her job on Potomac for I don't know how long, and Michael has not been back on the show. Um, so I think that Bronwyn and Todd could remain in their marriage, but if Todd is on the show, I don't think it's going to work. If Todd leaves the show and let Bronwyn just do her thing with the girls, then I think that their marriage will be okay. I don't think Todd is down for this TV shit. I think that a part of me does feel like Bronwyn and Todd really don't know each other. You know how Dr. Heavenly on Married to Medicine cuts up and acts a fool in front of Damon, and Damon just kind of sit there because he know his wife? Like I've seen that part of her. I think that Bronwyn don't even do half of the cutting up that Dr. Heavenly be doing. Bronwyn just did a little 1-2, and Todd can't handle it. Bronwyn basically was trying to say that she understands that her mouth can be a mess sometimes. And what did she say? I can be a real snarky cunt. Don't say that. Todd, girl, you're gonna have to leave. You're gonna have to let Bronwyn do her job. Because at the end of the day, this is a produced reality TV show. Right? The girls be winning MTV awards and Emmys and shit. So if Todd is gonna be on the show, when he comes around, Bronwyn is gonna have to pull back because Todd is now seeing this side of Bronwyn that he's never seen before, which is absolutely insane to me. Because again, if y'all were really open and honest with each other, girl, while you was on the background check, hello, if y'all were really open and honest with each other, you would know that this is a part of Bronwyn. Um, They talk about Mary, and they basically, I think at this point they all think that something's going on with Mary. Oh, girl, here we go. Mary and Robert Jr. When I tell you, this had to be the realest, rawest, thing that I have seen on reality TV probably ever. There have been times where I've watched these shows where I have cried. Like, oh, that's sad. But I think this time, when I saw the conversation between Mary and her son, the way I I just felt bad for Robert Jr. And I felt bad. Oh, girl, we're not about to cry. That's what we're not about to do. I felt bad for Mary. I did. Um, I used to, in my younger days, I was a little ignorant towards people who suffer from addiction. I was one of those people who, girl, if I found out you were on drugs, girl, it was your fault. I don't want to hear it. If you want to change it, you can. Get out my face. You a mess. You're gonna forever be a mess, right? That was my outlook on people who are on drugs. And then the older that I got, I realized that it actually is a sickness. And I do believe that we should have grace for people who suffer from addiction. Because I really do believe that no one puts that type of shit in their body when they know that the outcome could be death. Whether it's alcoholism, drug addiction, right? I think that we should have I think we should give people who suffer from addiction some type of grace. It could have been any of us, right? I don't think anybody does their first line of Cocalina or their first shot and think that, girl, this could turn, I could be on the street as a crackhead. I could be, look at Wendy Williams, right? They say she drinks so fucking much that the alcohol has started tearing up her brain pretty much. It can happen to any of us. So I think we should have, I do think we should have grace for people who are going through an addiction, especially when you are as young as Robert. Robert is a grown man, but he's a young man. He's only 21. I could see if Robert was 65 and he'd been battling addiction for 50 years. I could see how some people could be like, girl, listen, ain't nothing I can do about it. At this point, it is what it is. But I think because Robert Jr. being so young, I can see how you would not want to give up on Robert Jr. or someone that young. Mary goes in to talk to Robert. And she asks him, I only watched this part. Now, this scene I only watched 2 times. Okay. I watched it. My first time watching the scene was I saw the scene floating around on online. I watched it and I said, and I was boohoo crying. Okay. And then when I watched the episode last night and I fell asleep and I sort of rewatched it again today, but I didn't go. I only watched that part one more time because I wasn't about to sit through that shit again. Hello. What are you doing? You got to be real with me. He says he took half a Xanax, and then he says he takes an Adderall to balance it out. Um, he says sometimes I feel like life is chicken unseasoned, but when I get high, it's like adding seasoning. He said he started taking drugs at six. He said he started taking Xanax at 16, and then he started doing Xanax with acid, and then he started doing Molly with Xanax, and then it was Cocalina, and then he was taking 30 milligrams oxycodone. Is that what it is? And then he said he was taking 10 at once and didn't feel anything. Mind you, he's only 21. Mary said she felt like she dropped the ball. I can understand because it's one of those things where, like, you as a parent, I could see how you want to give your child freedom, right? And you want to trust your child, but then it's also I could see why some parents be so like, oh girl, because he was doing this at 16. And of course, if he's getting good grades, if you have a child who's getting good grades, then I could see how you could possibly be like, oh girl, he fine, she fine, she get good grades. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing because I think we associate bad grades, especially when you're in high school, with then you're probably up to no good. But you could clearly be getting straight A's like Robert was and still be up to no good. You know? She said, I won't judge you because I'm not going. No, she told him, I'm not. I won't judge you. And then she tells him that she's not going to support it. She was very Mary. I don't have no kids, but Mary, I did learn something from Mary that if well, that ain't gonna. Hopefully, that ain't never me. But if that was me, I feel like I was like, oh, like I feel like the way she handled Robert, she handled him the correct way. She listened to him. She did not judge him. She let him know that she was not okay with it and she was not going to support it. Um, she asked him, do you accept that you have a problem? Because I think that's one of the first things when dealing with addiction is that you have to accept that there's an issue. Um, he says he wanted to die. He said, he says he wanted to die. He said he felt like he felt like he was a stain in the world. Okay, we got it together. He says I felt like a stain. This world wasn't for me. He says you're the only reason. This is when I said this was a mess. Girl, I'm such a crybaby. You're the only reason I didn't kill myself. And then she told him that you're my friend, you're my son, you're my gift. When I said this shit was absolutely crazy, y'all. If you're a crybaby, don't watch that shit. I'm telling y'all, when it was really like that was probably the saddest shit I have ever seen in my life. And y'all know I get on her. I talk a lot of shit, but I'm probably the most sensitive motherfucker on YouTube. Got me crying, girl. I'll cuss your ass out of me crying 5 seconds later. Oh, big ass crybaby. He said, I just barely started being happy again. And then she tells him you have to recognize it, own it, and change it. Oh, it was really, really sad. It was really, really sad. Honey, they need to get Mary a raise for that. I know that's probably tax for me to say. Mary feels like she dropped the ball in certain areas. Don't take all the blame. Put it on the daddy too. Hello. There's some things she probably could have changed, But at this point, there's nothing you can do about it but try and get him some help and hope that he's open to receiving the help and hope that he does recognize that he does have a problem. Um, so yeah, that was the episode. Um, that was the episode, girl. That was some deep ass shit. That was some deep shit. Some crazy shit. I really do hope that Robert Jr. is doing okay. And it was so crazy because girl, even when they were shooting the scene, he was probably high then. But I really hope that Robert Jr. is doing okay. I hope anyone struggling with addiction is doing the best that they can do. Um, but yeah, I do think we should have grace for people who suffer from addiction. I don't think anyone wants to go down that road, and it could be any of us. We could wake up one day, be full blown alcoholics. We can wake up one day and we think it's just gonna be a little line, a little bump, and then girl, you look up and you standing on a corner, you know what I'm saying, begging for money. So yeah. Anyways, I'm gone. Girl, this review is a mess. Girl, this review is a mess. I will talk to y'all later. I gotta get my shit together. I gotta go blow my nose. I gotta go get myself together. Okay, I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good day. Bye y'all.